and then down, and then up, and then down, and then up. You will burn your fingers and die. That's how it works. That's exactly how it works. Hello and welcome to Colins Time to Bake, Baking with the Bake Off 2019. As I have done for the past 4 years, this is my 5th year doing it, I will be making the technical challenges from the Great British Bake Off. This year starts with Cake Week and they'll be making Prue Leith's take on an angel cake slice. The recipe is available on the Great British Bake Off website and app, so feel free to watch it there and use my video as a lovely guide and give me all the praise in the comments below. Or judge me, tell me I'm terrible. I'm okay with it. So the whole thing takes about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes according to the website, with about 15 minutes of baking time. I took a lot longer than that. Because of filming and various other things that I was doing, I also ran out of bowls at one point. You're going to see how many bowls you actually need. Say bowls again. Bowls, bowls, bowls. Put your oven onto 190 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or gas mark 5. Tip the eggs and mixture into a bowl and set over a pan of gently simmering water. Gently whisk until the sugar has dissolved and the mixture reaches about 43 degrees Celsius or 109 degrees Fahrenheit on a sugar thermometer. Please get a sugar thermometer or a digital thermometer because your fingers you can't figure it out and you'll also burn yourself. Nobody wants that. Pour the mixture into a bowl and weigh it at the same time. This will tell you how much you need to split to get your 3 cake mixture. Mine said about 300 grams, but I did this after whisking and I know the air makes things a little bit lighter, so I did some maths when I was pouring it into the bowls. Bowls. Just went wild and free with the recipe, really. If you have a stand mixer, perfect. I don't have a stand mixer, hashtag get Colin a stand mixer. Then use a hand mixer. It just works the same. It's still whisking. If you don't have a hand mixer, use a whisk and whip away and get good strong wrists. If you don't have a whisk, then I don't know what you're doing. Why are we all here? Bowls. So you'll want to whisk up the eggs and sugar until it's doubled in size and become a really thick mousse-like texture, and you can see ribbon-like trails with the beaters after moving it around. Now you'll want to divide the flour mixture evenly between 3 small bowls, split your butter into 3, and make sure this is really, really soft and almost runny. I heated mine up so it become runny, just so that I could mix in all the flavors. So you have vanilla, raspberry, and lemon. I didn't have raspberry, so what did I do? I squashed up some strawberries and threw that in there. Did it work? Not really. So you'll want to add vanilla into one, raspberry into another, and lemon into the third one. With the lemon, you want to dye this yellow using yellow food coloring. The raspberry is pink with pink food coloring, shockingly enough. And the vanilla one, you just leave that plain. Let's recap what we've just done. So we've taken the butter amount and split that into 3 and dyed and flavored each of those with vanilla, raspberry and pink, lemon and yellow. Okay, so now we have that. We want to take back our lovely fluffed up egg and sugar mixture and we'll want to split that into 3. I know. So split this into 3. This is just, you see where I ran out of bowls now. In each mixture you'll want to add one of the butters and some of the flour, but you want to sieve the flour in because you don't want to lose any air. If we all remember the TV show, poor Jamie lost all of the air and ended up with a really runny, rubbery mess. So sieve in your flour into one of the mixtures and then gently fold this over. So this is the lemon one that I'm doing just now. So you'll fold this over gently, scooping from the sides into the middle, sides into the middle until everything is fully incorporated. Please make sure if you are running out of air to slow down, because if you're going too fast, then it'll all go wrong. And use a metal spoon. A wooden spoon has too many edges to it, so it can burst all the bubbles. Now you have all 3 mixtures, it's time to pour these into the tin. You can pour these into the tin in any sort of order that you want to, as long as they're in each segment, because you won't be layering it all together until you start making it, really, so it's fine. Are we all here? Because I'm already lost and I'm reading on the screen. Pop this into the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes until the tops spring back when pressed, so it's nice and bouncy. Cool a little bit in the tin and then put it onto a wire rack to cool completely. So you'll have all 3 sponge, hopefully evenly risen and evenly layered. Okay, now it's time to make the Italian meringue buttercream. I've made this a couple of times and I like it. It's a lot smoother than regular buttercream and tends to be, for me anyway, a little bit more runny. What I did was I didn't start making didn't start heating up my sugar until I was almost done making the egg whites. So whisk up your egg, if you are using this without a stand mixer, whisk up your egg white first and make sure it's almost at stiff peaks, and then start melting your sugar, and you can finish off while the sugar starts to melt. So you'll want to melt your sugar in 3 tablespoons of water very gently in a pan over a low heat. It says, meanwhile, whisk the egg white in a clean bowl of a stand mixer. Again, if you don't have a stand mixer, it's okay to do this in stages, you'll be fine. Once the sugar has reached a temperature of 121 degrees Celsius or 250 degrees Fahrenheit, you want to take it off the heat. You really do need a sugar thermometer for this because you will burn your fingers and die. That's how it works. That's exactly how it works. Pour this slowly into your egg white, making sure that you're whisking really fast at the same time. You need a lot of dexterity to do this. You gotta go for it. So if you have a stand mixer, you are easy. If you don't, then you're like me and you just have to work it all out. So your meringue should become super thick and super glossy, hopefully. If it didn't work, you're gonna have to do it again, I'm sorry. So you want to gradually add the butter, 1 little scoop at a time, 1 spoon at a time, whisk in after each addition, and your buttercream is pretty much ready. It's smooth and thick. You need to chill until it's firm. Cool, it's time to assemble. Assemble! Trim the sponges so they are identical in size and height. I did this with the buttercream in, which meant they slid around a lot, so I stopped. It was just a hot mess. So make sure you're doing this before you put anything in between them. Just take the edges off and make it nice and neat. Spread half the buttercream over the vanilla sponge and top with the raspberry sponge. Then spread the other half of the buttercream over the raspberry sponge and top with the lemon sponge. You probably won't need all the buttercream because that's fine because you've got something to eat later. Everybody loves a sugar high. For the fondant icing, sift the sugar into a bowl and add 1.5 tablespoons of water and mix this to a stiff dropping consistency. Spoon 1/4 of the icing into a small bowl and colour it bright pink. Spoon the pink icing into a piping bag with a writing nozzle, or just cut a little bit of the end off and that just does pretty much the same. Might not be consistent, but let's face it, I'm no professional, so you know, I'm not gonna be selling this. Spread the white fondant icing over the top, not the sides of the lemon sponge, which should be on the top, and then pipe fine lines of icing across the width of the cake. And then take a cocktail stick, 1/2 centimeter in from the side, and drag this down. And then start from 1/2 centimeter again from that line and drag this up, and then down, and then up, and then down, and then up. And that'll give you a beautiful feathering effect. And you'll want to cut the cake into 6 even slices. The easiest way to do that is to cut it directly in the middle and then cut each side into thirds. It's easier to space it out that way. Otherwise you'll end up with a really thick piece, a small piece, and various other things. I have accidentally cut off a thick piece, but everything else is perfectly layered, so that's good. So you'll want to boil the kettle, get a cup of tea, and serve. Ooh, it's time for the taste test. Which one will I go for? I'll go for the biggest one, because I didn't make them that even. So we're expecting raspberry, vanilla, and lemon flavors. It's mostly lemon. Oh well. There you have it, Prue Leith's Angel Slice Cake, made by me! It's Cake Week and that is my first technical for this year. It's taken me about 9 months to get back on YouTube, but I'm really happy that I'm here doing the bake-off again, and I'll see what happens after that. If you want to follow along with all of my other bakes, with Baking with the Bake Off, I have playlists below. Alongside me there is also hashtag GBBO Twitter Bake Along, which is the Baking Nana and Rob Allen. They do this every year where they give prizes away to the best bakers of the week. Feel free to jump on Twitter and join in with these lovely people baking along with the Bake Off, and you might get some prizes, who knows. Also, Andrew in the kitchen and I are kind of doing a technical bake-off, so here's his attempt. He's done a little bit of a twist to the technical. He likes to do a twist on the technical every year, whereas I do the recipe that has been asked of me, sometimes not very well. So please leave in the comments below what you think, if you think I have done really well, if you think Andrew's looks better, if you think mine looks better. Mine looks better, right? Okay. And then just comment whatever you feel, to be honest. If you've tried this, please email me or message me on Instagram or Twitter or even TikTok, because all the videos will be going there too. So my name is Colin, this is Colin's Time to Bake, Baking with the Bake Off. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.